Have you ever loved a man who was never fully there? A man whose silence echoed louder than his words, whose nearness only made the emptiness sharper. He would hold you, but never let you in. He would smile, but it never quite reached his soul. His touch was warm, but his presence was fleeting. He kissed you like a man who missed you, even when you were lying right beside him. His eyes lingered, but never truly saw you, not your depth, not your ache, not the quiet way you gave him all your softness while asking for nothing in return. He said he cared. And maybe somewhere inside the walls he built, he did. But every time you reached out, he slipped through your fingers like smoke. Every time you opened a door, he closed another. And so you began to wonder, was it you? Were you asking for too much? Were you being too emotional, too needy, too intense? You were just asking to be loved in a way he hasn't yet learned to give. This is not love. This is a slow heartbreak in disguise. It doesn't come with a loud betrayal or a dramatic ending. It comes with a quiet erosion, the gradual wearing down of your self-worth, the small moments where you silence your needs, the growing fear of speaking your truth, until you vanish within your own life, still calling it love. Because some men don't shatter you all at once, they chip away at your spirit piece by piece. They break promises they never voiced and leave you grieving a closeness that never really existed. Until one day, you wake up, and the woman staring back at you feels like a stranger, tired, lonely, and beautifully brave, because she still believes in love. So before it's too late, before your heart becomes collateral damage for his fear of closeness, here are 8 signs an avoidant man will break your heart. He gives just enough to keep you hoping. He is a master of almost available, almost vulnerable, almost loving. He dangles a future like a mirage in the desert. You see the vision, marriage, intimacy, emotional safety, but when you reach for it, your hands close around air. Jung said, "Man's task is to become conscious of the contents that press upward from the unconscious." But he resists. He withholds. Because deep down, he fears being truly seen. This isn't hope. It's a trap made of breadcrumbs and silence. He disappears when you get too close. Just when you think you've broken through, he vanishes. Ghosting, silent treatments, sudden distance. He's not trying to punish you. He's trying to protect himself. You didn't do anything wrong. You simply got too close. To the avoidant man, closeness is danger. Affection is risk. Love is a battlefield where he's already lost once. So he flees before the war even begins. But if he disappears when you offer warmth, he's not preparing to love you. He's preparing to run. You always feel like you're walking on emotional eggshells. You measure your words. You withhold your needs. You quiet your joy. Because somewhere along the line, you learned that your truth is too much for him. But your softness is not a weapon. Your longing is not a flaw. And your need for connection is not a burden. If being yourself feels like a risk, then you're not in a relationship. You're in a performance. And love should never ask you to edit your soul. He doesn't talk about the future because he doesn't see you in it. He avoids timelines. He's vague about plans. He changes the subject when commitment arises. He says things like, "Let's not rush things. I like what we have right now. I'm not good at relationships." These aren't just words. They are forecasts. Jung once said, "What you resist not only persists, but will grow in size." He resists commitment, and over time, his resistance becomes your ache. If a man can't see a future with you, he has no intention of building one. You're doing all the emotional labor. You're the one initiating conversations, fixing misunderstandings, holding space for his wounds. While yours bleed in silence, love becomes work, and you're the only one clocking in. This isn't balance, it's emotional servitude. When one person is constantly doing the emotional heavy lifting, it's not intimacy. It's exhaustion with a pretty name. Your emotional needs are not an inconvenience. They are the soul's currency, and if he's not willing to invest, he will bankrupt you. He avoids conflict by avoiding you. He hates confrontation, not because he's peaceful, but because he lacks the tools to stay present in discomfort. So when something goes wrong, he doesn't resolve it. He disappears. When you're upset, he shuts down, tunes out, or walks away. But conflict is not the enemy. Avoidance is. True love requires staying, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. A man who cannot face conflict will never fight for your heart. He mirrors you, but you don't know who he really is. In the early days, he seems perfect. He likes what you like. He says what you want to hear. He gives you the illusion of emotional safety. But pay attention. What do you truly know about him? His fears, his wounds, his dreams. Avoidant men are chameleons of connection. They reflect your light so you don't see the darkness they're hiding. And the deeper you go, the more you realize he's a mystery with no map. Love cannot flourish in illusion, and you deserve someone real. You're always the one waiting for him to call, to open up, to choose you fully, to finally love you the way you love him. But waiting is a slow form of self-abandonment. Jung taught us that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And who you truly are is not a woman in waiting. If a man keeps you in emotional limbo, he is not confused. He is comfortable knowing you'll stay, even as your heart quietly fractures. So here you are, standing at the edge of something that feels like love, but isn't. Not really. It's a shadow, a ghost of connection, a trick of the light that flickers when he's near, but vanishes when you reach for it. And the hardest truth to swallow is this: he might not be cruel. He might not mean to hurt you. He might even believe he loves you in his way. But a wounded man can only love from his wounds. And if he has never dared to meet the parts of himself he buried, he will run from the parts of you that reflect them. He will push away the very thing he craves and blame you for standing too close. Not because you aren't enough, but because he doesn't know how to receive the love you offer. And that's not your lesson to teach. It's not your burden to carry. You are not here to shrink yourself, to fit the hollow space he calls intimacy. You are not here to decode mixed signals, soften your truth, or beg to be chosen. You are not here to mother a man who has not yet met his own soul. You are here to become whole, to honor your longing without shame, to listen when your heart whispers, "This isn't safe," to walk away not because you stopped loving him, but because you finally started loving yourself. You are here to choose yourself again and again and again. Because the most powerful kind of love does not ask you to wait, to chase, or to ache. It does not leave you questioning your worth at 2 a.m. It meets you, it sees you, it stays. And anything less will break your heart. Slowly, silently, and completely. So before it's too late, let go, not to lose him, but to return to you.